Excuse me. That was rude. Video starts up and bam, I belch. It's been a while. I'm waiting for a few minutes to see if anybody's going to join in or not. I'm not expecting a bunch of people to, because it's been kind of a long time since I actually took my video recording seriously. I had slacked off for a while, but I'll get into that in just a minute. I'm giving it a few minutes to see if anybody else is going to pop in here. If not, I'll begin rolling with it, audience or not. Yep, this will require some power, so it's been a long time. I'm out of practice of how to do this stuff. I guess I'm going now. I have really no way of telling if I am or not. Hang on. Go back to my... I'm sorry. Bear with me. Bear with me. I am sorry. Let's see if this is it. I guess it is. I don't know. Let's say it was 2 minutes. So I'm looking for the one I'm doing right now. Like I said, bear with me for just a moment. Okay. Alright, maybe this is it. Yeah. Okay. Bingo. Alright. Got it up, running. I believe I've got audio. Hang on. Got it up, running. Yep, I've got audio. So, here we go. How y'all been? I made a video, I think it was a month or so ago, and I just turned the camera on, jumped. I think I was playing Sniper Elite 5 or 6, I don't know which one I was playing, but I just turned the camera on, let it go, and played my game for I think it was about 4 hours. And I know nobody wants to look at 4 hours of this, but I just basically was letting you guys know I'm still alive. But I figured I got some things to get off my chest, and Facebook won't let me, but I have my own personal way of things that I believe in, and if the people that are subscribed to my channel don't like my opinions, that's their right. Alright, and nobody's forcing anybody to stay. I would love for you to stay, but if you decide after what I say that you've got to go, I will totally understand, and I wish you well, but I am not going to hold my tongue about certain things just to spare somebody's fragile feelings. Now, if you don't agree with me and you want to have civil conversation about it, I am more than happy to sit and talk with you, okay? But if your idea of talking is to basically talk over me and try to use any means necessary to shut me up, that ain't gonna go so well. So I figured I'd do this, and make a video at the same time, you know. Uh, Give something if you're not not enjoying what I'm saying, or problem, you can cut your volume down, just watch the game. So, but yeah, I'm fixing to get started in this. I was waiting for some folks to come in, and give it another 2 or 3 minutes, and then we're gonna roll on with it. And make sure this thing ain't filming backwards. Yep, that looks like it's straight. It's not coming in backwards. Looks like I've got 2 people in the no, excuse me, that's 1. All right, well, anyway, okay, let's get started. As you guys know, I'm PG-Win. My well, that's the way I'm known on Facebook as PG-Win. Here I'm Paul Win. I'm hugging 60. I'm a retired professional rock musician. I started my music career when I was 12 years old, learning how to play. And I did it all the way up to 2015, when I found out I had 2 ruptured discs. Went and had fusion surgery on said disc, and 2 weeks after surgery it failed and put me in a wheelchair for 3 years. So I was forced to retire. I learned pretty quick when I started sitting at home and watching TV that our news lies all the time. And it didn't help any that Obama decided not to re-sign the anti-propaganda laws in the United States. See, we had some laws put in place in the 1950s that made it illegal for the government or any news outlet to use propaganda against the American people. And I guess Obama didn't think that, we needed that law anymore, because it was set to be signed every 20 years. And it just happened to fall in Obama's purview, and he decided he was not going to do it. So we have been without that law since about, I think it was 2010, might have been 2010. I was in his 2nd term. So they've been allowed to lie to us. While Biden was in office, they tried to silence everybody and put propaganda as the truth, and it didn't work out real well. So we have had a lot of our government officials lying to us. We'll get back to it in just a sec.
City by tomorrow. They got
She gets tough.
Sometimes you have no control of that. And sometimes you need to let it go. Because you know what they say about revenge, right? Dig 2 graves. Yeah.
I was passing through some ritzy section of town. Come across this necklace. It sparkles. I think it's real gold. You think it's real gold? It's real gold.
It's real good.
I know what gold looks like.
You know, you could take base, women's makeup base, and put on your hand. If you take that gold ring or whatever and slide it across your hand, and it turns black where it hit the base at, it's real gold. It's a poor man's way of checking. I wish we still had friends like that today. Alright, cute cat. My cat just jumped up in my lap. There we go. Now all hell's gonna break loose.
Stand up! Hands in the air, I shoot this one too.
Bull dyke looking. I'm sorry, I don't like Abby.
Shut the fuck up! Alright, stop! Stop!
I wouldn't have stopped, just leaned over the counter and fired and shot her right between the eyes.
Toss your weapon! I know why you killed Joel.
And what gets me, Dina has access to guns, but she said she can run in with a knife.
Just let him go.
And you killed Joel, you bitch.
And you wasted it.
And your father was trying to kill Ellie. So, you know, it's a kill fest. All right.
Dad! Dad!
She was an ugly little girl, too. Okay. We'll start with what's going on right now. Let me start by saying, first and foremost, that word, racist, has been used so often and in so many situations that it's lost its bite. It's lost its meaning. Because we have a certain melanated group of people, and don't get me wrong, it's not all of them, that if they don't get their way, no matter what the situation, the word racist is thrown. Now, you really can't use that word properly if the only reason you're using it is because you didn't get your way. Now, what's been going on this week? I'm just going to come straight out and say Anthony got what he deserved. That boy shouldn't have been there in the first place. He was suspended from school for carrying a knife to school, okay? And when you're suspended from school, you're suspended from all extracurricular activities. So he had no business being there. It's just like when your driver's license gets suspended and you get out there driving and you have an accident and the person that hit you was it was totally their fault. But when the police officer looks at your driver's license and sees that it's suspended, even though it was their fault, they're going to mark it down as your fault because you shouldn't have been out there in the first place. Same way with this situation. Anthony should not have been out there at that track meet in the first place. He was suspended. So, with that being said, he got up that morning, decided he was going to go to this track meet, regardless of being suspended, and packed a knife in his bag. Now, I don't care what your reasoning is. You're going to a high school track meet. There is no reason to take a knife to school, because that's actually considered a school function. So it's school, even though it is after school hours. Ben, when he gets there, he decides to go sit under a tent that isn't even a part of his school. They ask him several times to leave the tent. Nobody got rude with the boy. Nobody was acting violent towards him. They just told him to relocate himself. And I know in his mind he was thinking, I ain't gonna let these white people tell me what to do. It had nothing to do with white people. You was under the wrong tent, and you was someplace you shouldn't have been in the first place. Ben, when Metcalf gets up and puts his hands on you, not hit you, not hurt you, put his hands on you to guide you out from under the tent. Before he touched you, you said, touch me and see what happens. You already had in your mind, premeditated, that you was fixing to stab that boy. He had no reason to fear being stabbed. He was at a school function. So he put his hands on your shoulder, guide you out, and what do? You take a knife, or what does he do? I'm not talking to him, but you get my meaning. You take that knife and you plunge it right in the center of his chest with enough force to go through his sternum to chip bone. You were intended on killing him. It wasn't self-defense, you were intended on killing him, and you did. Ben, like the coward that he is, decided to run. Throw the knife, so you already know you did something wrong because you ran. Throw the knife into the stands. And the first thing you said when you got to the cops, I did it, but it was self-defense. I was feared for my life. No, you wasn't. No, you wasn't. Stop. Stop. No, you wasn't. There was no reason for you to be fearing for your life. It's a lie. It's a lie. Stop it. You had your day in court. Everybody's screaming and crying and complaining about, oh, everybody lied on me. I've actually seen videos, but everybody lied on the stand. The whole jury was stacked against Anthony. You folks, you got to understand, when the jury was picked, it was the defense that initially picked the jury. They had a few black people that was called to come in and sit in this jury, and as they were picking people, they were asking them questions. And every black person that was asked, they was like, no, I can't be unbiased. So they was not picked. The defense picked the jury. Then after the defense picked them, the prosecutions looked at him and said, okay, we agree with it. So in all actuality, the defense picked the jury. You can't say that the jury was all racially biased and was stacked against Anthony. No. This so-called picture floating around with Metcalf, the dad, and the prosecutor and the judge all in the same picture. They've already proven that's an AI photograph. That's an AI photograph. Stop it. He was found guilty. His attorney is one of the top defense attorneys you can get as a public defender. He's well known. So inadequate counsel? No, that ain't the reason he was found guilty. But he's probably the only reason Anthony didn't get more than 35 years. And if I had been on the jury, I'd have been pushing for at least 50. Because the way it stands right now, he's got a chance to get parole. He'll be, if he plays his cards right and he keeps his nose clean behind bars, he'll be out in 17 and a half years. But all the black people standing outside were saying, well, they didn't care if he was innocent or guilty. They were going to stand behind him because he's black. That in itself is racism. There, turn it back on. I don't understand how people can sit there and say that they don't care if he was a cold-blooded killer or not. If he's black, they're going to stand beside him. Now, if it had been flipped around and it had been a white boy stabbing a black boy, cities would be burning to the ground. Straight up burning to the ground. I'm amazed that it ain't happening now with the verdict. The boy killed another boy. That's the long and short of it. Stop acting like it was some kind of racially motivated bull. Stop it. Stop it. Now, black people are making threats that, if you go out this weekend, I've seen videos. If you go out this weekend, you better stay at home because it's going to be on site. What's going to be on site? What are you going to do? I know where I live, and the community I live in, there's black and whites living together. We don't have that kind of problem here in Middle Georgia. Not where I live anyway. It's almost like black people are trying to make black people racist. I was raised to only see one race, and that was the human race. But it seems like the more that you try to be fair, the more that some of these black people want to try to portray you as a racist. Okay. Alright. We can see who the racist is. Oh, you're not allowed to have braids in your hair, and you're not allowed to wear bonnets, and because that's black culture. No, it's not. No, all that is just you're trying to find some way to cause a division. And I'm done with it. I'm completely done with it. I will not sit by and let one race try to portray another race as something they're not. And I'm going to tell you something right now. A lot of black people are getting tired of this too. They are getting tired of it too. I'm past black fatigue. I'm all the way to black exhaustion. Okay? It's ridiculous. It's just straight up ridiculous. And I'm starting to see that the only racist there is right now, and ain't white folks, it's black folks. Well, not black folks, because black people are just like white people. It's trying to find a word to separate these people that are trying to cause division against away from the people that are actually not, that are like me, that want unity between all races. I can't find a word for it. I personally believe that when everybody started having a fit over a certain language or a certain word that was being used, that white people shouldn't have bent down to that mess. They should have said, well, you know, you don't like it, that's fine. Because just as soon as white people quit using that word and it made that word taboo, black folks started, or these black racists started using racial slurs against white people, and that's fine. Oh, we can get called white cracker, white boy, I don't even pay attention to some of these terms they use. I think it's childish and I think it's stupid. Everybody is people. I mean, just straight up, everybody's people. And the only one that's got a problem is black people trying to throw racial slurs at folks. If you can't handle the English language, maybe you are in the wrong country. How about that? Stop trying to make a problem where there isn't one. Like this crap about, oh, reparations. Reparations. The government, white folks owe the black people money because of slavery. Well, let me give you a little bit of a history lesson here. Me personally, I've never owned a slave. And I don't know any of my black friends. I don't know even their families. I don't know of anybody that was a slave. So, what is this all about, then? Because I'm not going to pay for something I didn't do to people that it didn't happen to. If you go back far enough in every race, at some point in time in history, every culture or every race has been a slave at some point. If you're so worried about slavery, how about putting your attention in the Middle East, where Muslims, Islamic Muslims, are still taking slaves from Africa? But that's okay, right? That's fine. You're more worried about getting some money, because that's what it boils down to. You want money. Well, if you want money that bad, go get a job. I'm tired of playing this game. I'm so, not this game, but you know what game I'm talking about. I'm just so tired of playing it. I'm tired of being accused of things that I'm not, being accused of things I didn't do. Like that poor girl on that subway, from one that was from the Ukraine, that left a war-battered country to come to America for safety. And what happens? She dies at the hands of a black man that should have already been in jail, because he'd already been arrested like 37 times. He had a record longer than my leg. Well, it wasn't racially motivated. No. That's why he was saying I got that white girl twice before he walked off that train. Or how about the one that set the white lady on fire? Or the old man, the 80-something-year-old man that got violently attacked by a black guy that had a record as long as my leg and pushed him down and killed him. You're so worried about black lives, but 90% of black homicides are at the hands of at the hands of a black person. Got it. Got it. You're so worried about black lives. Black lives matter. Black lives matter. You're so worried about it, but you seem to overlook Chicago, LA. Then the lady that started Black Lives Matter is now been indicted for money laundering, racketeering, mail fraud, the list. She put that money that everybody sent Black Lives Matter into her own little personal account, bought houses and cars and trips to Jamaica and the Dominican Republic. And man, come on. Come on. Just stop it. It's ridiculous. But I'm going to tell you, when I leave the house, I'm disabled. I can't roll around on the dirt with anybody. And I'm going to tell you right now, I've already heard several these racist black people say that if they see a child, a white woman, the elderly, white elderly people, or anybody disabled, they're going to attack them. That right there, just those four things tell me that you're a coward, for one thing. But you attack this disabled man, I ain't going to roll around with you. Because in the state I live in, it's legal to carry a firearm on you at all times. We've also got stand your grounds laws here. I don't have to run before I'm allowed to use lethal force. And with me being disabled, I can't run. So if you attack me, it ain't gonna work out too well. So don't. And you don't know who is carrying. So you might want to think about that before you try to go jump on white people because of some misguided BS you got going on in your mind. Because I know personally, I'm not going. If I see any of you attacking anybody, I'm not going to ask questions. I'm going to try to break it up, and if in turn you decide to turn on me, cupcake got to be the last mistake you make, because I will defend my life. Then we got the left, these racist black people, LGBTQ, ABCDEFG group community, all siding with this Islamic Muslim group. And the level of intelligence blows my mind, because if you was to look in their book, the Quran, you would see that first they lie. They're going to lie to you until they get the numbers that they need to turn on you. They hate Jews. They hate white people. I guess that's the reason why these black racists are so buddy-buddy with them. And they hate LGBTQ people. But I find it so funny, and not in a ha-ha way, a disturbing way, that y'all are siding with these people. Because at the first opportunity, they're going to cut your throat. I guarantee you they're going to cut your throat. Go to Pakistan or go to Iraq or Kuwait or Iran and watch what they do to homosexuals in their country. They interviewed a Islamic Muslim and asked them why they don't try to buddy up with Republicans and they buddy up with Democrats and that, you know, Democrats side. He said that the Democrats don't believe in anything. They're easily controlled, while Republicans are mostly Christians, and there's nothing they can say or do to get a Republican on their side. They said that Democrats don't believe in anything, so they're easily fooled. I found that funny. I did. I found it funny. These people are not going to quit until they have America where they want it. Is that that's destroyed. How can I put this? Islam and a constitutional republic cannot occupy the same space. It's like light and darkness together. You can't put it in the same place. America needs to wake up. All this stuff was like this trial that went on with, you know, Anthony and Metcalf and all that kind of stuff. This is a way to keep us separated, keep us divided. And people are playing right into it. Stop it. We have got bigger problems than race bickering. If you don't believe Islam is bad, go look at these 52 other countries where Islam took over, and look at the country before Islam took over, and look at the country after Islam took over. Biggest point, in case, go look at Iran. Look at Iran pre-1977. And then look at Iran in 1982. Two totally different countries from the way it looks. It went from a prosperous country to a third world country just as soon as Islam took over. And they're so bold, they gave our government back in the 90s, matter of fact, it was 1990, they gave our government their 100-year plan. They didn't hide it. They told exactly what they were going to do. And they are basically on schedule. The only thing that are not on schedule on is America, because we have our guns. That is the only thing stopping them right now. If not, we'd look just like the UK. Because 30 years ago, the UK gave up their weapons. America is not. American citizens will not. I know the only way I'm giving mine up is out of my cold, dead hands. Let's go ahead and get moving here. Okay, Izzy, you coming? My cat can't make up his mind.
Keep us safe.
Little girl.
How'd you know this way? Owen ratted me out, didn't he?
Did his job.
How'd you get him to talk?
I asked. Hey, look what I found.
Wow. 1970. I'll have that one in my collection.
You can keep it. If you promise not to pull anything like this again.
You got yourself a deal.
My kitty cat.
Don't
There he is.
Come on. Let's keep looking.
Come here.
Dad,
Relax.
Yeah, look at the camera.
nothing.
Just noticed you two been hanging out.
I'm trying to let your fans see you, buddy. Don't be shy.
It's fine. I would go. Come on. Your dad. I see things. It's really hard not to love each other. It's very cute. And it makes me laugh.
That's because he's such an idiot.
I just like how he's extra nice to me. Gets all those when he has to keep me in check.
So, you're taking advantage of him.
Me? Never. Abs love me. Fresh tracks.
Wait, this is just your sneaky way of getting me attracted to this, isn't it? Found you.
Yeah. Cheated.
Do what you need to do, kid.
Actually, listen.
Come here, Izzy. Here's Izzy.
See if we can find anything
What
else.
you doing? That's Izzy. All right, lay back down. Lay back down, buddy. Oh goodness, you're a heavy. What are you doing? What are you doing? Pardon me for a second. My cat's being wiggle work.
Not yet.
He weighs about 15 pounds. Big old heavy cat. Big old heavy kitty cat. He's my heart, though.
Dad, I found something.
Shall I give birth? Two sets of tracks.
All right now.
It's her. Let's go.
Doesn't sound good.
Lord. Oh. You said she was in pain.
Wait, if they're infected around here.
These areas are all-
I know they won't.
Oh, shit. Abs.
That poor zebra. That barbed wire's cut right into that zebra's back. How that zebra got wrapped up like that is beyond me.
It's okay.
Got's cut into the neck. Ah.
Come here. I'm gonna hold her. Okay. Calm down.
That sounds weird in the headphones.
What? Hey, get over here and help me hold her. We need you back up. Owen! Hold her.
You know, I was thinking, it might take something like this to happen in America for us to start standing together again. Because if we fall as a country, it'll be because of us fighting amongst ourselves.
Holy fuck.
Gotta be the only reason.
Everybody's looking for you. You gotta... Hey, wait!
Dad!
Come on!
See, all the other countries know that if we stand together as a country, we are unstoppable. But we are so divided right now.
One more lead keeps coming.
I mean,
Down there in the tunnel.
in every category, if you think about it, we are divided.
Infection. Keep patient. We're already running tests on it. We gotta go down there.
Race, religion, money, political standing. If it's a category, we're divided. People leave their homes every day with the thought in their mind, you know, if somebody gets smart with me, I'll just knock their teeth out.
She's a child, not some petri dish.
You think I don't... I'm aware of the situation.
And you're okay with killing her.
I'm okay with developing a vaccine that will help save millions of lives. How many fireflies have died from this?
That was their choice.
And you know,
Asking me, tell me this.
every time something starts to happen, the government always has something else that happens over here on the right hand side or left hand side to try to draw your attention to, you know, over here, when over here they're doing XYZ, but they want your attention on BBT over here, or whatever letters you want to call it. And then by the time you figure out they were doing something over here, it's too late because they had your attention over here over some stupid crap. If America ever was to stand together, we would be downright dangerous. Because even though we're divided right now, we are still the strongest country on the planet. Make no mistake about that. And it really doesn't matter who the president is. It doesn't matter. Because he can't do anything that the people will not allow. Now, is he going to do stuff that Group C don't like, or does something that Group A don't like, or yeah. I mean, nobody's perfect. I didn't care anything for Biden. I thought Biden was a joke. And then when he got where he was shaking hands with air. But I didn't wish death on the man. Every night before I would go to bed, I'd pray for our leadership. And I still do that. Pray for our leadership, no matter who it is. But you got people out there running around, not my president. You moron, yeah, he is your president. If you're an American citizen, he is your president. That's like saying, my left foot ain't my left foot. What? Okay, you don't want to be your president? Give up your citizenship and move to another country. Follow Rosie O'Donnell. It's begging to come back now.
Slow the fucking building.
No! Dad! Dad!
Well, that's what you get when you try to take a child's life without the child knowing that you're going to do it. That's the biggest problem I have with this. Everybody gives Joel a hard time for killing everybody there. Ellie never regained consciousness after she almost drowned. She never regained consciousness.
Get up. Go fucking get up.
So she had no choice in whether they took her life or not.
Joel, please get up. No! No!
This guy right here is a piece of scum.
Fucking kill you.
No. We're here for him. That's it. It's too risky to leave them alive.
You know, listen to this murderer. And her too.
We killed them. We're no better than he was. They didn't do anything wrong. Yeah, look at my face. Fuck your face. You should have been guarding me upstairs like I told you. Move! Back up. Or what? Back the fuck up!
Calm down.
Down in! Shoot me.
Stop.
You've been a bunch of murdering.
Done.
Only one that's got any sense is homeboy over at the end on this side. Owen. You just got woke up by God's gift to women.
What's up? Been searching everywhere. Being called up. I said, was this different?
What? Are you serious?
Crazy. We should hustle.
We're leaving now.
You know, there's a lot of people that really need to quit playing like they're a victim of something. We have entirely too many victims in the United States. Way too many victims.
Yeah, and who was it this time? That chick? Oh, scientist. Nice.
Everybody playing a victim all the time.
Worth it, though?
The only thing you're a victim of is your own stupidity. People need to start taking responsibility for their own life. In all actuality. Start taking responsibility for your own life. Everybody, I don't care where you were born or what your situation is, everybody has the same opportunities as everybody else. It don't make a damn what your skin color is, what your religion or religious beliefs are, what sex you are. It doesn't matter. You got the same opportunities as everybody else. Well, you know, I was born into a poor family, and I didn't have the opportunities other people. Listen, I know about being poor, okay? I remember growing up, times when we didn't have gas, because our house run off natural gas. We didn't have gas for a hot water heater. We didn't have gas for a furnace. I remember it being 15 degrees outside, and the only thing keeping me warm was a blanket and a kerosene lantern. This was in the 70s. I remember some evenings, the only thing I had to eat was stale bread that with the mold cut off of it. I remember that our roof of our house was so bad that when you went to take a shower or went to go take a crap, you could look up and see stars. Stars. So I know about being poor. Or waking up on Christmas morning and your mom and dad telling you, well, I guess Santa Claus just he got too busy this year. And nothing under a Christmas tree. Did I blame anybody else for our situation? No. I remembered it, and I remember thinking, I am not going to allow myself to be in that situation. People, well, I go out and I steal because, you know, we ain't got no money in our home, or I go out and sell drugs because we gotta have to get our bills paid. We didn't do any of that. And back in the 70s, you know, if you did get food stamps, they were actually stamped, and you could only buy certain things with it. You couldn't buy all this stuff that everybody's having a fit now that they can't get. You know, the only thing you could get with food stamps back in the day was the raw materials to make stuff with, like flour and eggs and milk and cheese and, you know, stuff that was not cooked, that you had to cook yourself. If you wanted brownies, you had to go buy the cocoa, the eggs, the milk, you know, the shortening, whatever, and you had to go home and make them yourself. Wasn't none of this buying Little Debbie snack cakes or anything like that if you wanted something like that. And a lot of times, when there was a couple of years we didn't get food stamps because the government quit doing it for some reason. I can't remember exactly what it was. I was a child then. But we got powdered milk, cheese, government peanut butter. It was like a white label on it, and they didn't give you stamps. They just gave you the box full of stuff. Here, take this home. It was food to keep you from dying. It wasn't stuff that would make you. It makes me so mad to see people on food stamps that are like 500 pounds. Then, when President Trump stopped from being able to buy soda and Little Debbie snack cakes, I had a fit. Oh, you ain't got any right to tell me what I can buy and what I can't buy. Yeah, we do. We're the ones paying for it. No. No, man. I come from one of the poorest families. And then, you know, when you go back to school after Christmas and you got nothing for Christmas and you walk into school, everybody else has got on their new clothes and talking about what they got for Christmas, and you're sitting over there by yourself because you don't want to be made fun of, because every time you walk by one of them, they're like, oh, hey, look at the poor broke kid. He ain't got nothing for Christmas. You know, his family's poor. Blah. Kids are cruel. It's ridiculous. I ain't got nothing for you, Scarface. Excuse you. I just don't understand.
Hey man, there's a line. What the fuck?
blaming your way you are on your circumstances. No, everybody's got choices to make in their life, and I don't care what color you are. You make the wrong choice, there is consequences.
Where's your backpack? Nope.
Why are you doing this to me?
Because I care about Wolf. I'm tired of all the bullshit.
Does she know I'm on this guy? And she's cool with it.
Yeah.
Why does your gas sound like a no?
That's my accent. Come on. Stop being paranoid.
Like I said to begin with, I know I'm probably going to lose what few followers I have, and that's fine. But what I'm not going to do is be blamed for things I had nothing to do with. Whether it's slavery or the verdict at this trial that they just had, I'm not going to be blamed for it. You know, the ones I feel sorry. See, I ain't got too many more years left on this earth. You know, I'm on the downside. I'm what they call a short timer. What I feel sorry for is people that are 35 and below. What kind of country is this going to be in 25 years? Because I can tell you right now, it doesn't look nowhere like the same country it was 25 years ago. It damn sure don't look like it looked in the 80s. It would blow y'all's mind if y'all had lived in the 80s. You would never want to come back here. But I'm not going to be held responsible, and I'm not going to apologize for stuff I had nothing to do with. You know, it's like somebody said, if I'm going to do the time, I might as well do the crime. Now, I don't believe in that. I don't think anybody should do anybody wrong, no matter the circumstances. But I will not let anybody attack me, nor my family. I will not let anybody come and take from me stuff I worked for or stuff me and my family struggled to get, to acquire. People say, oh, you come in your house, you find somebody in your house and you shoot them. That means you value the stuff you have in your house over human life. No, that ain't the way that plays out. The person come in my house values the stuff in my house more than they value their life. Because I didn't tell them to come in. They made that choice. Now, if somebody needs help from me, and I've got the capability of doing it, I will not hesitate. And I don't give a damn what color you are. But I will not be attacked just because I'm white. And I'm actually not white. I've had enough Native American blood in me that I could actually become a card-carrying Native American. I just don't feel like going through all the paperwork this late in life. I'm actually Native American. Cherokee, to be factual about it. Bottom line is this. All this crap going on right now, it needs to stop. It just needs to stop. Because while we're doing all this mess here, bickering back and forth, fighting with each other and all that, we got people in the background that are loving this. Because that gives them the opportunity to do something over here we can't see. Or we're not paying attention to. Then by the time we actually say, wait a minute, what was that? It's too late. It's like they say, it's better to ask for forgiveness than ask for permission. That's their mentality of it. Because they know if they were to come and say, well, we're going to do this, that, and the other thing, we'd be like, oh, no, you're not. But they keep us bickering with each other, and then they go and do it. Then by the time they do it, it's done. The mentality of some people. We have a lot of people running around here that's got the IQ of a failed used condom. I don't understand how a lot of these people don't have pink eye in both eyes with their heads up their own butts all the time. Then it breaks my heart. I see videos of young people in college being asked simple questions like the Civil War. Who was the two opposing sides in the Civil War? Oh, wasn't that when we fought the Spanish? What? Or the video of the lady at the getting ready to fly to Hawaii, and the lady at the ticket counter asked for her passport. She was like, here's my ID, but I don't need a passport to go to Hawaii. She said, you're going to another country, you need a passport. What? And then the lady asked for the manager, and they called the manager over, and the manager even backed up the employee, said, yeah, you need a passport to go to Hawaii. What? And it goes back to, they'll ask kids in college, how many states are in the United States? 72? And these are our future. The people that's going to be running things in the future. I personally believe that if you can't tell people how the government works, if you do not know how our own government works, you shouldn't be allowed to vote. I personally don't believe everybody should be allowed to vote, because the most dangerous thing to our country is not foreign terrorists. It's a moron with the power to vote. But it is what it is, right? But it is what it is. I just wished everybody would get their heads out of their butts and start paying attention to what's really the threat to our country right now. And it ain't Americans versus Americans. I mean, this so-called racism that's being thrown at white people, saying that we're racist, and black people saying that, you know, this, that needs to stop. That just needs to stop. Just put that crap away. We got bigger problems to deal with. And it's called Islam. But you got Americans right now running around, you know, even getting violent, trying to say, oh, they're allowed to. I mean, everybody's got freedom of religion. Islam is not a religion. It's a political ideology. At best, a satanic cult. Because in their Quran, their Allah is Satan. Everybody just needs to stop. For once, America needs to stand together. If it's so bad in America, if it's so god-awful bad, why is everybody wanting to come here? I guess I'm done. I've said my piece. Like I said, I only got 50-something subscribers, and I know I'm probably fit to lose most of them. But you know, I can't keep my mouth shut about things like this. I mean, I have tried to get through to people, but it's like everybody's stuck on stupid. If y'all don't wake up with a quickness, you're going to wake up one morning and find that you have chains on. People need to get back to the mentality of, I would rather die on my feet than live on my knees. Because the only person I'm going to bow to is Jesus Christ. And yes, I'm a Christian. Oh, Christians don't talk the way you talk. What? You think just because a person's a Christian it makes them a pushover? Everybody takes that turn the other cheek way out of context. I said I wasn't gonna go to religion on this, but it's like you got to, because that's the problem right now. Everybody has turned their back on Christ. That's the reason why we're in chaos in this country right now. It breaks my heart to see the numbers of children that are being murdered, straight up murdered. I don't know how many times a scientist has got to prove that life starts at conception. The first time that egg splits into two cells, it's alive. Did y'all see the news article where in Iran right now, thousands of mothers brought their children, 4 years old and younger, brought their children to offer them up as a sacrifice to Allah so that Iran can kill Americans? I at first thought that had to be made up, but I done some checking. No, it's real. Mothers willingly giving up their children as a It just breaks my heart. We live in a twisted world. And it just seems like every day that goes by gets a little bit more twisted. A little bit more twisted. But I know when I stand before God, He is not going to ask me, why didn't you defend my children? Because every opportunity I get, I try to talk to people and let them know, I don't care how you look at it, it's wrong. I don't care what your reasoning is, it's wrong. Because in this day and time, you can't say, well, if having the child will kill the mother. Well, that may be 0.0000001% of all abortions each year in America. Okay, I could understand that. If it's going to kill the mother, and there's nothing they can do surgically to save the mother and the child together, okay, but I could understand that maybe. But just because of rape, or just because of, I got drunk last week and I did some things I shouldn't have done, or no, we got too many forms of birth control for you to use the act of murdering a baby as a way of birth control. No. I just hope everybody wakes up before it's too late. We got enemies not even at the door. They're already in the house. Y'all need to wake up. Now, all my followers, I love you guys. If I didn't, I wouldn't be here talking to you. Let me beg you, get right with the Lord. Because no matter how bad it is here now, hell's much worse. Well, I guess I'm done with my little rant. I want to thank you guys for taking the time and listening to me. Listen to this old man rant. And, I never know. I may never get to talk to you guys again. But understand, Jesus Christ loves you. A man was tortured, beaten, suffered, and hung on a cross, and died for you, so that you could go to heaven. And all it takes is calling on His name, to Him, that you believe that He lived a perfect life, that He is God in the flesh, that his body died and He was rose again on the third day. He beat death so that we could go to heaven. He took our punishment so that we could go to heaven. It's like, the only way you get in heaven is being perfect, and no one's perfect. But if you're washed in Jesus' blood, he basically went to bat for us. He took our punishment, and all it takes for you is you to believe in him. Give your heart to him. There's only one way to heaven, and that's it. I wish the best for all of you. And I pray for all of your safety. And I pray for your soul. I love you guys. I really do.